First, I just want to ask, it gets toned out, what, about 5:20, I think, or?
Probably something like that.
Yeah. What'd you guys get called to? Was it a structure fire? Or?
It was a structure fire. I called dispatch to verify that there was flames showing, and she said she had 2 calls on it. There was flames coming from the building.
Okay. You get on scene, what did you see?
The back building, which is it's a house on the back end, on the very back end. This part here's the factory. It's a building, a house on the back end, a log cabin type house.
Oh.
And it was fully involved.
Okay.
That was fully involved. Of course, it's hidden by this building, so you wouldn't see it till it got going pretty good.
Well, when you get on scene, what was the first thing? Did you fight this defensively, offensively? What happens when you got on scene?
We tried to protect the front building by keeping it from going into the factory itself. It was, like I said, it was in the log the house on the end. Our job was to try and keep it from getting into this building. Okay, but being attached like it was, the fire load that's in here was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's got shingles, it's got siding, it's got everything for building houses. So, and it was fully loaded with it. So once it got into the building, there was no stopping it.
Were they connected, the building and the?
Yes.
They were, okay. I mean, I know you had a truck back there and everything. At what point did you have to say, we got to change up and fight this defensively? Did something happen? Did it get to a point where it's too out of control?
It was getting to the point where it was coming into this building. And my thought was, at that point, one of my operations officers came to me and said, it's about halfway up this end building. What's going to happen is we're going to lose this building. You're going to have your truck trapped down there with guys. So then at that point, that's when I went down. I told the guys, shut it down, get the truck out, and get out.
Right.
That's when we decided to come up here and go defensive.
How many departments do you have? Did you immediately have mutual aid called in, or?
When we got toned for it, we automatically have auto aid with Stanton for this area and Spencer.
Okay.
I immediately called for Greenville and verified that Spencer was en route. Before I even got on scene. I came here in my POV. I was in my POV, and I was in Greenville. I came here, when I got here, then I started calling for more water. I called for Lakeview for their air truck. I called for Maple Valley for a full turnout with a rehab bus. And now we've got Oakfield here, Maple Valley full response now. And we've got a couple departments on standby. So.
Okay. I mean, it's like we're in single digits temperature-wise, and I know it's a large structure with a lot of stuff, material that is, by design, going to burn. Have there been any major difficulties fighting this fire tonight?
That's been the biggest part, is the fuel load.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with the fuel load. It's even the water we're throwing on it. The deck gun's not even affecting it. I mean, putting the water to it as fast as we can. One of our pump stations had issues. It was frozen. The hydrant was frozen. They had issues getting that up and running. So we were struggling trying to keep water here also.
Okay.
Of course, you can see we've got 2 trucks running hoses. Both of them are running hoses. And we were using a lot of water. So
you've been bringing in water from multiple locations then?
Yes, right now we've got 3 pump stations going.
Okay. Like river access or coming?
Yes, we did get the one down here going. They got it thawed out and got it working. We've got a hydrant. We've got a hydrant on Vining and Stafford.
Okay.
And then we've got our station also going at the well at our station.
At this point, I mean, I know it's early in the game, but any idea what might have caused the fire?
No idea. No idea. With it fully involved like it was pretty much hard to tell.
Any reason to think it might be suspicious at this point?
No, not really.
Okay.
And not at this point until the investigation, and this will be one of them that will have to be investigated.
Okay. American Classic Roofing and Supply. Have you had a chance to talk to the owners at all?
I have not. Nobody was here.
Okay. Nobody was here. Nobody's been injured on scene.
No.
Okay.
Nope. And actually, I don't know. These trucks were sitting against the building. We actually moved these big trucks out of the way.
Okay. Aside, I mean, I know it's just a couple months ago we had Northland. Is it rare to have a fire of this magnitude that you guys usually have to come out and cover?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, has it been a while since you've had this kind of presence at a fire where you've been in command in Montcalm Township?
Yeah, well, it's been a long time. It's been quite a while.
Okay.
I can think of one recent, or back in 2012. So.
Right. Well, yeah, of course.
That's the one that comes to mind.
Okay.
Of this magnitude, with the fire load that you had here, there was no way we were going to stop it. You know, we were trying, like I said, we tried to keep it in that front building before it got into the fire load, and we just couldn't do it.
Okay. And I think Sheriff's Office probably assisted on scene. Was EMS? Is there anybody else?
You've got, I think State Police is also here.
State Police? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you got Lakeview. Okay. All right, and just probably remaining on scene for a good number of hours, I would assume?
Yeah, we'll be here a while.
Okay, just at this point working on, because it's not out yet, obviously,
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Correct.
Was anything saved, or does it look like it's all gone?
We've lost, the building's completely lost.
Okay.
The building's completely lost.
And that includes...
And that's too bad, too.
Yeah. So it was a log cabin style house that was being built?
No, that was already built.
That was built, okay.
Yes. That was already, it wasn't under construction.
And then the rest of the company itself, warehouses and everything inside, that's all gone?
This front part is a factory part.
It is, okay. Jeez. All right, anything else you care to add as far as how the night's gone, how your response has been as far as the guys on scene?
The response has been great. I mean, we had guys showing up, you know, immediately. From a, you know, the hardest part is once you get the call, you know, depends on how far it's involved at that point, you know.
And like you said, when you got on scene, that house was already fully involved?
It was fully involved, yes. When I came here in my POV, I was probably 3 miles out, and you could see the black smoke rolling at that point. So I knew that it was a pretty good fire at that point. So.
Cliff, thank you very much. I appreciate it as always. Thank you. I think you got.